Israel and Hezbollah continue to exchange fire. Israel and Hamas continue to be at each other's throats, no matter how unequal or disbalanced they might be. Israel and Iran are sworn enemies and may be at war. Exactly 366 days before, there was an uneasy calm. There was enmity, aggression, oppression, but not a full-blown war. All that changed to a path of no return on October 7, 2023, when Hamas attacked Israel. The attack killed approximately 1,200 and another 250 were taken hostage. Israel was slow to react to the 7th October 2023 Hamas strike, but everything changed within the next 24 hours.
The savage attacks that Hamas perpetrated against innocent Israelis are mind-boggling, slaughtering families in their homes, massacring hundreds of young people at an outdoor festival, kidnapping scores of women, children, and elderly, even Holocaust survivors. Hamas terrorists bound, burned, and executed children. They are savages. Hamas is ISIS. And just as the forces of civilizations united to defeat ISIS, the forces of civilization must support Israel in defeating Hamas.
In the days and months after, sirens kept going off during the day and night across Israel. Gaza became a hellhole, staring at certain death. Gradually, Syria, Lebanon, and then even Iran got involved in strikes and counterstrikes. It's now a year of war in West Asia.
Israelis marked the first anniversary of the devastating Hamas attack on Monday, 7th October 2024. At the site of the musical festival in Reim, where more than 360 people were killed and dozens taken hostage, Israeli President Isaac Herzog presided over the memorial ceremony. It began with the last track that was played at the party a year ago.
Because this is a last moment we're here. This is where she was killed. So, especially here. We were last week, we were in the grave, but this is the ceremony. This is where she was. This is where she was happy in the last her moments. It was here.
You know, we tried to look for her for almost 5 weeks, as Anat said. And we tried to look for her tattoo over here, which said, "Die with memories, not dreams," which give you another meaning suddenly.
Sad, emotion, unbelievable. We didn't, until now, we say I didn't believe until now what happened. It's like a nightmare, and it's not finished. It's continue. We hope everybody, because he has a friend over there also, that we are hope that they bring him back.
Well, this is not something I choose. This is something I got as a fact. We lost our son here. He was at the party. He was murdered in 9 o'clock and 20 minutes. And we are here, all the family. And we came to visit him after 1 year passed, which is amazing. We don't know. It seems to be like yesterday was the last day we saw him. For us, yesterday was the last day of the old life before we start 1 year in the new life. And we are here.
My son Omid was murdered here. He was 22. And he came to the Nova to dance, to enjoy his life. But the Hamas murdered him. He was from the first child that the army found him, and the Hamas didn't touch him. He was in one piece.
Israel had memorial ceremonies at kibbutz villages and towns near the border throughout the day, and at Jerusalem and in the south. The Israeli Prime Minister visited a memorial monument in Jerusalem commemorating the victims and fallen soldiers of Hamas's October 7 attack. Families of hostages still held in Gaza, about 100 or so, a third of whom are said to be dead, gathered on Monday outside Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's Jerusalem residence, demanding the release of their loved ones.
A year that is a nightmare. You wake up in the morning, if you sleep at all, live and go to sleep dead. Every day, a whole year. Every day, a whole year. And I say to the Prime Minister, they will not remember the operations. They will not remember all the tricks. What they will remember forever and ever are the hostages.
כבר שנה שאני לא יודעת שום דבר מאבא. כלום. שום עוד חיים.
It's been a year that I don't know anything about my dad. Nothing, no sign of life. I want to tell my dad that I love him. Dad, I love you. I'm not giving up on you. We fight every day, all the time, 24/7. But I want you to know that we are all fine. We all care about you and we all love you.
כולנו דואגים לך, כולנו אוהבים אותך. עברה שנה, אבל בעצם עבר יום אחד ארוך שמרגיש כמו נצח.
A year has passed, but actually one long day has passed that feels like an eternity. My father is still on October 7th, 2023. 101 hostages are still on October 7, and they are still praying every moment that they will come to save them and tell them that they are coming home.
They stood silent during a 2-minute siren. It replicates a custom from the most solemn dates on the Israeli calendar, Holocaust Remembrance and Memorial Day, and now October 7th. The attack's aftershocks still ripple across Israel. At war on all fronts with all its neighbors, Syria, Lebanon, Iran and Hamas, 1 year later. Israel and the world was taken aback by the 7th October 2023 attack carried out by Hamas from what is known as the world's largest open prison, Gaza.
All of the places which Hamas has deployed of that wicked city, all the places where Hamas is hiding and operating in, we will turn it into an island of ruins. I'm telling Gaza's people to leave those places now, because we will take action everywhere with all our power.
Israel retaliated, and it started to hit hard.
We are in fear. We are afraid of what the Jews will do. They might wipe us off the face of the earth. We are fleeing in fear. I cannot even walk, not even one step, but we are afraid. May God protect them and us.
On 13th October 2023, Israel asked civilians in northern Gaza to move south, and on 27th October, they launched a ground offensive into Gaza. 2 days later, Israeli troops raided Gaza's biggest hospital, Al-Shifa. And then on 24th November, for a week, there was truce between Israel and Hamas. On 1st December, fighting resumed as Israel expanded its ground offensive. 35-year-old Mustafa Qasim lost his leg at the start of the war in Gaza a year ago. and has been forced to flee several times since then, seeking shelter across different parts of the enclave.
We are displaced from school to school, from Gaza to Yarmouk, then back to the north, and we flee again. We got displaced 5 or 6 times since the start of the war. We have been on this for a year. I swear we are exhausted.
A year on, there is no respite and no end in sight. He, like most others, are exhausted.
We are feeling tired now. There is no money. We can't buy our medicine, and there is no aid. Only once per month do we get a box of canned food, and the children must eat properly. They are young. I have a family of 7, and we got displaced 6 times, from one place to another, and for nothing. There is no aid, no food, no medicine, no nutrition for the children. I swear we are very exhausted. Since October 7th last year, we have been doing nothing. My leg was amputated, and nobody cares about us. Without my brothers, tuk-tuk, I could not move. Where shall I get money to rent a cart? You can't imagine how much we are suffering from hunger, lack of water, and from everything.
Wide areas of Gaza enclave after a year of war has turned into wasteland. Palestinians yearn for a return to normality, or what it was at least a year back, before October 7, 2023.
Before October 7, one had dreams. Me, as a father, I have 6 children. My biggest burden was that I provided them. Before October 7, one had dreams. Me, as a father, I have 6 children. My biggest burden was that I provide them with homes.
We wish to return to life before October 7th. We used to wake up and make our breakfast. I swear since October 7th, I haven't made a breakfast like normal people. I don't remember making a normal breakfast like others. Always quick, everything in our life is done very quickly. Open a can of foul beans, a mortadella sandwich. I don't know for how long the situation will last. Will Israel leave us after October 7th? I don't know. God willing, the situation is eased.
أصبحت غزة هي مكان غير صالح للعيش، هي غير صالح للاستخدام الآمن على أقل تقدير، جراء تدمير كل شيء على هذه الأرض بعد استهداف كل شيء فيها، الحجر والشجر والطفل والرجل والامرأة وحتى الأراضي الزراعية وأبار المياه منذ 7 أكتوبر العام الماضي حتى 7 أكتوبر هذا العام.
Israel's subsequent assault on Gaza has killed nearly 42,000 Palestinians, according to Gaza's health ministry, and displaced nearly all of the enclave's population of 2.3 million. Those who could manage to flee left by sea or land. Often families were torn apart. They left for Egypt, Lebanon, Syria. After fleeing war-torn Gaza, 32-year-old displaced Hanin Farahat found solace in cooking traditional Palestinian dishes through a home-based venture in Egypt. It keeps her connected to her heritage while supporting her family.
أنا حنين فرحات من غزة، مواليد 1992. درست لغة عربية في جامعة الأزهر. كنت بحب الطبخ يعني شوية. كنت ربة منزل وبطبخ وبشتغل لبيتي ولأولادي. وفجأة في 7 أكتوبر صار الحدث هذا اللي صار في غزة. فكل الناس اتدمرت في 7 أكتوبر. كلهم اتفرقوا وتشتتوا، ومن يوميتها الحال مش حال. في 7 أكتوبر صار الحدث ودخلوا اليهود بري.
Farahat still dreams of returning to her homeland, holding on to the hope for peace and reunion. But as the war spreads its tentacles across West Asia, this hope for peace and harmony seems a distant dream. From February this year, after months of targeting Palestinians in Gaza, including killing of 120 people, rushing towards a convoy of food aid made the world sit up, and several countries started to airdrop aid into Gaza. In April, Israel conducted an airstrike on the Iranian embassy complex in Damascus, and then in May, it launched a significant ground offensive in Rafah. By July this year, through targeted killings, Israel eliminated Hamas top leadership, including armed wing chief Mohammad Deif, political leader Ismail Haniyeh, and Hezbollah's top commander Fuad Shukr. Skirmishes along Israel-Lebanon border became almost daily occurrences in September, and then thousands of Hezbollah members' pages and walkie-talkies exploded across Lebanon, killing at least 39 people and wounding almost 3,000 between 17 and 18 September. On 27 September, Israeli strike killed Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah and Iranian Revolutionary Guards general. And then Iran retaliated by launching a barrage of missiles at Israel on 1st October. Israel intensified its bombardment of northern Gaza and southern Lebanon in a widening war with Iran-allied militant groups across the region. Beirut's skyline lit up again with new airstrikes on 6th October night, a day after Israel's heaviest bombardment of the southern suburbs known as the Dahiyah. Airstrikes by Israel have turned parts of Lebanon's Beirut suburbs into ghost towns. In Gaza, there are hills of rubble where apartment blocks once stood, and pools of sewage-tainted water spreading disease. City streets have been churned into dirt canyons, and in many places, the air is filled with the stench of unrecovered corpses.
It is better to live in my home where I lived for 37 years, even though it is destroyed and has no water and no roof. Still, it is better to live in my house. The house needs everything. It needs a roof, water, it needs to be built. The situation is difficult. There is no water, no electricity, no shelter to cover us, no mattresses, nothing. As you can see, the scene in reality is all destruction.
The family of 28-year-old Israeli hostage Idan Shidvi of 7th October 2023 attack were informed by the army exactly on the anniversary day that he was killed a year ago and his body was being held in Gaza.
I feel that my heart is broken. I feel that helpless, and this is something that unimaginable, that something happened after 1 year of struggling, 1 year of fighting for my brother, my loved brother, and I cannot understand what's going on, and I can't understand that he's not here, and I will not see him. Very, very hard.
There are others who are still waiting for their loved ones to return. While the leaders play the game of war striking innocents, families in Israel and across its borders in Gaza, in Lebanon, they call each other enemies. They want retribution and validation through striking each other's people and sometimes killing the top leadership. But the cost of innocent lives keep mounting as each day passes on to enter another year. The second year of war in West Asia started on 7th October 2024.